This electric car is parked, its owner is asleep, and it could be earning money right now by lending its battery to the power grid. That's not a fantasy. Real programs already reward this in Texas, in Germany, and in the UK, though not always in cash. But here's what the ads won't tell you. So far, it only works for a tiny fraction of electric cars in a handful of markets. So, could your parked car become a paid grid battery? Let's test it. Here's the plan. The giant battery you already own, why power grids will pay for it, and the 4 locks that must all open before your car earns a single cent, plus with the first real programs actually pay. Start with an uncomfortable number. University of Delaware researchers report that private cars sit parked about 96% of the time. Even hard-working fleet vehicles are parked around 3/4 of the work week. And inside a parked electric car sits a battery holding roughly 50 to 100 kilowatt hours. For comparison, a dedicated home storage battery, the kind people mount on a garage wall, holds about 13.5. An average American home runs on about 29 kilowatt hours a day. So the car in the driveway stores enough energy to run that home for roughly 2 to 3.5 days. It's probably the most expensive battery you'll ever own, and almost all day, it does nothing. So why would a power grid care? Because the grid has a timing problem. Solar power peaks at midday. Demand peaks in the evening, right as the sun disappears. Grid operators in California drew what's left of demand once solar is subtracted hour by hour, and the chart's shape earned it a name, the duck curve. A deep midday belly of low leftover demand, then a steep evening neck where other power sources must ramp up fast as the sun fades. Batteries are built for exactly that, and a country's electric cars together represent a huge pool of potential storage. The batteries already exist. The question is connecting them. That's why studies cited by the International Energy Agency keep finding that managed EV fleets could flatten evening peaks and spare neighborhood equipment. And a battery on wheels can create value 3 main ways. Buying power when it's cheap and selling it back when it's worth more, that's called arbitrage. Standing by to instantly steady the grid's frequency, its electrical heartbeat, those are balancing services, and easing pressure on one overloaded neighborhood cable, local flexibility. Remember those 3, because which one pays best is this story's biggest surprise. Now, the part most videos skip and the reason you can't earn this money yet. Vehicle-to-grid, V2G for short, only works when 4 separate locks open. Lock 1, the car. A normal charger pushes power one way, grid to car. Exporting needs bidirectional charging, built in and certified for the grid. The International Energy Agency counts only 22 EV models with stated V2G capability, under 1.5% of EV models on sale, and even those aren't compatible with every charger in every country. Many cars can power a toaster or even a house. That is not the same as feeding the public grid. Lock 2, the charger. A bidirectional AC wall box can cost under $1,500 because the car's own electronics do the power conversion. DC systems carry their own converter and start around $5,000 before installation in both cases. Assuming around $500 of benefit a year, the IEA puts the payback anywhere from about 2 years to 10. Lock 3, an operator. A single car is far too small to trade directly on wholesale power markets. A company called an aggregator pulls thousands of plugged-in cars into one virtual power plant, many small batteries acting as a single big one. And importantly, you set the rules. You choose a minimum charge level and a departure time, and the system must leave the car ready to drive. Lock 4, a market that actually pays for flexibility where you live. 4 locks. Any one missing, your car earns nothing. For most drivers today, the bottleneck isn't battery technology, it's product availability and market rules. So when all 4 locks open, what's the money? Through 2025, University of Delaware researchers and utility companies ran 4 modified electric SUVs as a small virtual power plant on a real American grid, following the grid operator's real control signals, and calculated what that performance would have earned at the market prices of the past 5 years. Selling energy the obvious way, charge cheap, sell back at the peak, would have earned about $874 a year for a typical passenger car, but standing by for frequency regulation would have earned between $1,100 and $3,300. Why? Because those markets pay for rapid response readiness, not just for the energy delivered. Availability beat energy. Now, the honest print. This was a test, no bids went to market, nobody got paid. And the figures don't yet subtract operator fees, or battery wear. Which raises the question, doesn't cycling your battery for the grid wear it out? Here's what the research says. Under one peer-reviewed study's modeled conditions, a decade of V2G made the battery age roughly 9 to 14% faster than no V2G at all, a slightly faster rate, not 9% more capacity lost. Why so little? Because in that model, most aging came from calendar aging, the slow wear of time itself, running whether you use the pack or not. And in the Delaware test, after a full year of grid duty, the car's standard onboard health meters, blunt instruments but the ones we have, registered no measurable drop. Volvo now states that approved bidirectional charging does not, by itself, affect its battery warranty. So, research suggests the wear can be modest when the software manages it carefully. Control software is the product. So, who's actually being paid today? 3 snapshots, each a different stage of real. Stage 1, commercial offers you can order now. In the UK, one energy company's V2G tariff makes home charging effectively free, worth around £620 a year for a typical driver, if you run its approved car and charger combo and keep it plugged in most days. In Germany, BMW and E.ON opened orders this February, and listen to the structure. 40 euro cents for every kilowatt hour sent back, plus a bonus of up to 720 euros a year simply for hours connected with V2G active, whether or not energy flows. They're literally paying for availability. Stage 2, utility programs. In Texas, enrolled Cybertrucks earn bill credits for discharging during grid emergencies. Massachusetts just opened a residential program paying up to $275 per kilowatt of summer performance. And Stage 3, the real heavyweights, fleets. Electric school buses parked all summer exactly when the grid struggles earn around $9,000 a year each in one Vermont program, according to the World Resources Institute. Utrecht is scaling a car-sharing fleet toward 500 grid-connected Renaults. And here in Sweden, 4 Volvos have already fed Gothenburg's local flexibility market, a technical first that proved the full chain works. Add one forecast from a study GM itself commissioned, grid-connected vehicles could be worth roughly $7 billion a year in the US by 2030. The direction appears set. The timing and the scale, market by market, are not. So, can your parked EV really earn money? The straight answer, not every EV and not everywhere, but a correctly equipped car in the right market genuinely can. Today's consumer offers are mostly worth hundreds per year, often as free charging rather than cash, while pilots and modeled market results reach into the low thousands. In those modeled results, most of the revenue came from being plugged in and available, not from the electricity itself. Your move, check the 4 locks. Can your exact model export to the grid? Is a certified bidirectional charger available? Does a program operate where you live? Do its terms fit your life? If any lock is closed, smart one-way charging still cuts your bill today. And when those locks open where you live, your car stops being just transportation. It becomes infrastructure.